Smeedish guy from the economic videos. Smeedish, whatever. Um, yeah, he's made a very polite video. It's really a nice video. And so I figure I'll respond to it, and maybe we'll just do it this way. I mean, I'll put his name in the title. We'll just number the videos and see how long we can drag out the debate or whatever. It's not that I'm trying to drag it out. It's just he's a good it's good to have people that have some differences, to fight through issues and see what they're made out of. I mean, see what people's beliefs are made out of. And so we'll see where it goes. I'm sure we still have plenty of disagreements. So anyway, first, well, he did characterize the previous debate on economics, and his argument is sort of that what I'm talking is good theory, but it can't happen practically or something. And there's nothing stopping any theory from happening. The only thing that stops us is human beings and society and culture, and just there's certainly obstacles to radical change, but it's happened in the past and it can happen again. You never know. Societies turn and change and move in very fish-like manner. I mean, sometimes it just seems, it can be very eccentric. So I just don't buy this "it's not worth talking about because it can't happen" kind of crap. I mean, it can happen tomorrow. The right person at the right time, saying the right things. So whatever. I mean, I just don't buy that argument. That it's only theory and that we should just stick with the broken, stupid system we have because it's the only one that we can have. We can't change it. We can change it. So anyway, so I did ask a couple of virtual reality questions, and they're kind of basic questions. They've come up before, but it is a little bit irritating because I have answered them in videos a few times, and so I'll post a link. The number 5 virtual reality video, but I think it covers both these questions, at least one of them. So his first question is, what kind of, how would this virtual reality be? Would it be a single player or multiplayer? What kind of worlds would there be? And that's the whole point. It can be any world. I mean, you could base worlds on movies, you can base worlds on video games, on anything you can imagine, any storyline, anything. And yeah, you can have worlds that, I mean, I'm personally I like the single player idea. I don't like people much. I don't have a whole lot of use for them. I like women, and I don't need a whole bunch of women. So, one man, one woman kind of thing, an Adam and Eve world is just fine with me. I've mentioned it before, but I really liked the game Tomb Raider. It was sort of suited to me. I mean, I liked kind of jogging, and I liked staircases. There was a lot of jogging and staircases in Tomb Raider, so it just suited me. And it's all just based on this discovery thing. And discovery, I like. It's fun. It's fun to open a door and see what's behind the door. And then to have a little bit of a challenge where you can find out there's 3 doors, and you can find out which door is the best door to open, maybe, because some doors are dangerous and other doors aren't. It suited my personality, and that's the whole point. Is that anybody you could live in worlds that suited your personality, that suited what where you could really where you had a psychology. You take your psychology to the world, and you build a world that's suited to that psychology, and we all have an individual psychology. And I think obviously we all would also, I mean, just seems kind of obvious that, you'd switch it around, and one year you'd be in one world, and another year you'd be playing a different kind of game. You'd living in a different kind of world. All right, the second question kind of focused on, again, this whole reproducing thing, and the physical aspects of it, and he's saying, well, it's 1,000 years from now, and I really don't think the obstacle is that high. And I sort of have pointed out in other videos that if it's going to get done, it should get done as a social project. I mean, it should be like Manhattan style, big public investment, it's to make it happen. And once it's, it's the kind of thing like once you invest in it, it pays off in the future. It's the cost per human being goes way down in terms of our basic needs. And it's like you think about how much work or processing or whatever is going on in just an iPod. Have very low energy. I mean, it runs on a little battery, and there would be enough, theoretically, enough whatever, stimulation that you could create out of some kind of mechanism like that could, entertain a human mind. And so it's once you get into once you get the thing really built, it gets really cheap in terms of what you require in terms of resources to maintain a human. And I'd also argue there's things on the horizon. Except I've read about they're soon going to be to a point where they could probably take very small human beings out of a woman, very small zygotes and stuff, and raise them outside of the human body. And when you look at our human body, it's all chemistry. I mean, the blood is the whole game, as I think Dr. Ehrlich said. That's it. So I mean, if you have an external device that maintains the chemistry of the blood, nutrients, vitamins, hormones, all of that crap, I mean, it can regulate a human body and keep it in optimal shape and condition by maintaining that blood supply. And that technology doesn't seem that far off. And it has had much to do with our whole psychology. When you think about just the fact that we do sliding out of moods just based on our chemistry, and just the whole psychology is really, it is an interesting subject. Just when you look at how we react and interact. There's also, like I was thinking, in virtual reality, we could you could drag out the really good stuff, but there's these weird syndromes of our psychology, whatever. Like I said, I don't know the right word for it. I've had a few moments in my life where you're in a place where you just feel so good, and you're just so comfortable, and it's like all need has been extracted from you. I mean, like right now, if I assessed myself, I could find irritations. I have a little headache here, and got a little, it's not a little acid indigestion, a little uncomfortable. I'm tired. My eyes are kind of heavy. And it's just, and that sets up a mood or a disposition that we take into our life or into the next moment we're going to enter into. It's how we're feeling at a particular moment. And when it's a weird kind of syndrome, because when all that's extracted, unless some kind of hunger or something else possesses you, you could just stay in that state. For a very long time. I mean, you're really very undemanding in terms of what you need, because you're just living off a sense of satisfaction, which is a weird. It's kind of like eating a potato chip really slowly or something. I mean, it's just this perfect kind of feeling. And so I was sort of thinking about hunger too, and the whole idea that there's a real difference between. I mean, although the basic nature of the deprivation is the same, there's a real difference between trying to extract unpleasantness from your disposition and the idea of those hungers, the food and sex, these things we get horny for, and how we can entice that whole psychology too. But that's like a necessary part of what makes life interesting is contriving the hunger. I mean, instead of making this video, I could be maybe looking at porn or something and getting myself all interested in something, and it's all, we can, our psychology is so Play-Doh. I mean, you can take it anywhere. I mean, from any one moment, it can be moved in any direction almost, and it's, and virtual reality just opens that potential. I mean, you could just eat potato chips in virtual reality forever. You could just live off of pleasure is what I'm saying. I mean, if you wanted to make it that simple, you can make it that simple, where you're just hungry and the desire is satisfied, and it's almost going to be that compulsive kind of behavior. But there's a certain perfection to that too. It just depends on your psychology at the time, and whether you think it should be more productive or whether it should be more interesting. But it doesn't really matter if the end result is that you've created a comforted psychology. But anyway, I mean, those are all questions that are irrelevant until the argument's made, that and people have some sort of understanding that this might be something worth the human race investing in, as opposed to stupid wars in Iraq. I mean, if you just think about the money we've wasted killing people and blowing shit up and all the crap, and you think about the things we could have been investing in, it's just so depressing.